Good afternoon, peers and tutors. My name is John Alexander Ospina, originally from the city of Pereira, and nowadays I'm an English teacher in a private school here in the same location. I've been a teacher for the past 9 years already, and my English I got it from the United States, in which I did all my primary and secondary studies. Then I came back to Colombia to give English classes. Basically, this school is a private school in which the English that is taught there is basically a high-level English, which for being a bilingual school, I think is very necessary for students to not only learn the English as rules, all the rules of English, but also to learn the context that goes beyond. Basically, this school is an IB school which teaches students relevant information, not only the basic, but also goes beyond. It teaches global activities and global situations that go around the world. So this type of activities, more than activities, I would say like more topics are taken from a variety of resources and different alternatives that we can use as teachers to implement in our classrooms. Now talking about the three strategies that we can implement to improve English speaking skills. Well, I choose formal instruction, individualized study plan, and also extensive and intensive contact with a native speaker. I will have to say there's a lot of advantages in the formal classes. Well, basically, right there we are in contact with our teacher. So in this case, we can ask him any questions that we want in order to improve our English skill. But I will say that there's also a disadvantage. In this case, we need to choose our tutor very wisely, and we gotta know like this person is actually an English teacher. And this way, we can have a better relationship, and we can be a little bit more secure that we are learning the language. The second strategy would be the individualized study plan. In this case, we can actually come up with our own plan and our own schedule. We can assign our own goals, and we can study whenever we can and whenever we want. So we are free to actually come up with a good strategy and learn English in our time. There's also a disadvantage in this case. Well, that sometimes maybe we don't have that enough time to do so, to study, or to sit down and actually have a class. So in this case, I'll see it more like a negative than a positive course. But for some people, it might work. Now the third strategy, which is the extensive and intensive contact with a native speaker. Now in this case, I would say it's one of the best strategies due to the fact that we are constantly in contact with a person that actually speaks the language. So in this case, as far as I know, well, the receptive skill is one of the most necessary skills in order to get information and to gain information. So in this case, we're actually gaining the language as how it is from a native speaker, and in this way we can even have like some sort of an imitation. We can start an imitation. So in this case, I believe that having a person that actually speaks the language will make the language learning a little bit more easier and faster. So I believe it's much better. It's much better than the other strategies. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and I'll see you next time, and have a good day. Thank you.